Hey data geeks, welcome back to Data Structure, your top destination for everything data related. In today's video, we are going to create a visually stunning and interactive dashboard using the BlinkIt sales data in Power BI. Whether you are a seasoned data analyst or beginner, I'll help you through each step nice and slow so you can easily follow along. I've included all the resources you'll need in the description, so make sure to check those out, and trust me, you'll want to stay till the end for some pro tips and tricks that will take your Power BI skills to the next level. If you find this video helpful, give it a thumbs up, leave a comment, and don't forget to subscribe for more awesome content. If you have any questions or run into any issues, drop a comment below. I'm here to help. Alright, let's dive in and start creating some amazing dashboards with Power BI. So on the screen right now you have the Power BI desktop version where we will first import the dataset. So I have provided the link for the dataset in the description. So all you have to do is download, open the Power BI desktop and go to the Excel workbook because it is in Excel format. Once you open that, it will ask you for a path. So give it a path where I have saved the dataset and click on open. So once you open, the Power BI will take some time to load the dataset, and it will take a couple of minutes just to load the dataset. So it's loading the dataset, and on the right hand side you can see the preview for the dataset also. So let's check out the preview. It is the table 1 and the BlinkIt grocery dataset is also, it seems to be the same, so you can select either, but first it's good practice to check the dataset. So I can see the dataset is okay. We have the whole dataset with us. So let's check table 1. Yeah, it's the same. So you can import either. So I'll import the BlinkIt grocery dataset. So let's reduce the size, click on the BlinkIt grocery data and click on load. So once you load the data, so it has loaded 8,523 rows. So now we can start with the visuals. First let's go to the table view and I'll show you the data set here as well, and check whether we have to do any data cleaning. So best practice is to check out the dataset beforehand and see what changes or data cleaning you have to do beforehand, so that your data analysis is not affected. So you can see there are 12 columns and more than 8,000 rows with us. So it's looking okay. So on the first glance there are no missing data present with us, but in the item fat content we have some data that needs to do data cleaning before we begin our data analysis. So as you can see, we have LF, which stands for low fat, and low fat, which is also the same thing. Then we have regular and REG, which are same thing. So obviously we need to take care of this beforehand. So let's check whether any other columns also need transformation. So I think all the other columns are okay. Yes, they are okay. Let's go ahead and transform the dataset and do some data cleaning. So once you click on transform, it will open the Power Query editor, and here are the applied steps. So whatever changes we will do to the dataset, you can see that it is making a note of it. So it is a good process and you can always go back to the steps. Let's go ahead and do some data cleaning. So LF also stands for low fat and low fat. There is also small case low fat we will take care of. So we will right click on the item fat content and go to replace values. So go to replace values, and here you will be asked to enter the value to find and the value with which you want to replace it. So I will put in LF and I want to replace it by row value. low fat. So you can see we have done a step and it is showing to the applied steps also. Let's go ahead and take care of the other two also. We will input reg and replace it with regular. Click on OK, and applied step there is replaced value 1 is also created. Okay, I want to replace the low fat in lowercase, which is there also. Okay, so there are so many data points. Let's go ahead and take care of that too. Right click, go to replace values, enter the value to find, and then replace with low fat. Okay, so it is done. Let's give it a final check. So we have low fat and regular, which is okay. So this way we have done the data cleaning for item fat content. So one thing before that, I want to check the column quality also. So it is best practice to do that, because Power Query will deliver the output and check how much what is the quality of the each and every columns. So valid, as you can see, valid is 100% for almost all the columns, which is a good sign. Let's check the rest of the columns and it is showing valid. So in case of item weight, we have 84% validity and there are 16% empty columns. So it's okay, given the data set is of a sales regarding so many products, it's okay that we have 16% null values. We can work with that. So we will not do any more data cleaning, and let's move on to our Power BI worksheet and start with our dashboard creation. So it's done. Let's click on close and apply. It will save the data how we have changed. So let's go to the report view where we will create our dashboards, and let's see how we can create the dashboard. So first thing that I will do is change the canvas setting. I will put it in custom mode. So there are all sorts of options available. You can choose according to your preference, but for my preference I will set the height as 800 pixels and I'll set the width as 1400 pixels. So let's check the alignment, keep it in the middle. So let's start with our dashboard creation. So as you can see from our dashboard, the first thing that we have to insert is a placeholder. So I want this kind of rounded tab, both top placeholder. So let's click on it and it will give us a placeholder where we will insert our image of the BlinkIt logo and do some formatting. I'll rotate it to, let's say, 90 degree, and I'll do some formatting regarding the shape. So I'll decrease the rounded top corners to, let's say, 20%. Yes, it's okay. Let's click on style and I'll change the color maybe. Okay, so let's click off the border first. I'll need shadow. Let's click on the shadow. So I'll adjust the size here. I'll keep the height as 750 and input the width as let's say 205. Yeah, you can always change the size in the worksheet as well, or you can go to general and properties and size and increase or decrease the size. So once the size is done, let's click on position. Yeah, position is okay. Let's give it a final formatting. I'll change the color also. I want it in according to our BlinkIt logo. So I'll input the color code as hashtag FFD200. It will give us a bright yellow color which is in according to the BlinkIt logo. I'll increase the transparency to, let's say, 20%. Yeah, it's okay. So let's go on and insert our KPI. So as you can see on the top left hand corner beside the placeholder, we have placed some of the KPIs. So go to the text box and insert a text box, and let's give it a title. Okay, BlinkIt. So we are essentially designing our logo for the so let's put it in center, and once it's done, I'll select the size and give it the tagline India's last minute app. Okay, so we have done it. Let's change the size it a little bit. So I'll change the color of the IT as green, because that is how the BlinkIt logo looks like. Yes, this green is perfect. Let's select the logo and place it in our placeholder. So once you have done that, we will do some formatting. We will reduce the size and place it inside the placeholder, nice and clean. Yes. So now let's increase the size of the logo a little bit, because we have some space. 32, it's fine. And now let's head on and do some formatting for our logo. So I'll emphasize that formatting is very essential for any kind of dashboard creation. You have lots and lots of formatting options available. So first we will click off the background so that it looks like it is on the placeholder. So let's go ahead, and on the left hand side you can see all the columns that were in the data set are present. So now that we have done the logo, we will move on to create KPI. So now the KPI includes the total sales, the average sales, the number of items, and the average rating. So we will right click on the data and insert a new measure. This will take us to the DAX calculations. So first we will find out the total sales. Total sales is nothing but sum of sales. So you write sum and it will give us the total sales amount. So click on OK, and as you can see there, the total sales column is created. So similarly we will find out the average sales also. So right click, go to new measures. It will open the DAX calculation, and in the measure you will write average sales. It is nothing but average of all sales. So average, and in brackets all sales. Click on OK, and the average sales measure is created. So in the same way we will find out number of items, equal to, so for now finding the number of items, we will just count the rows. So count rows, and in it we will provide the whole table, which is BlinkIt grocery data. Click on OK, and you can see number of items is created. So finally we are left with just the average rating. Let's right click, go to new measure, and name it as average rating, which is average of ratings. This way we have created all the 4 measures that are needed for our KPI. So you can see average rating, average sales, then we have number of items and the total sales. All the 4 metrics are created. Let's close the DAX calculation column and start preparing our KPI. So to do that, we will insert a new card. Click on the card and it will double click on the card. Okay, so new card is created, and in this card we will enter the 4 metrics that we have just now created. Okay, so let's start with total sales. Drag it and drop in the card. Next we will go to average sales, followed by number of items. Okay, and lastly the average rating. So you can see that all the 4 metrics have been included in our card. Let's go ahead and do some formatting. So first we will select the arrangement and select on grid. So this way it will show a grid. Max rows we will change to 2 and max column we will change to 2. This way it will be shown in a 2 by 2 grid. Okay, so line spacing we will reduce to 2. Okay, next we go to general, go to properties and increase or decrease the height. So this height can be directly changed from the dashboard also, or you can manually change it from here. So I'll give the height 270 and give the width as 580. So it's looking good. Okay, now place it in the space we want. So now let's do some more formatting. Okay, so in visual go to callout values and we will change the values font to Sagio UI semi bold. Okay, let's reduce the size also. So we will input the size as 21. Let's keep it in bold and color should be black. Next we will go to labels. So I'll change the position below value. So let's also change the label format. I want everything to be shown as in uppercase. So total sales, average sales, number of items and average rating. I've changed it to uppercase. Okay, so it looks neat and clean. So we are yet to do some more formatting. Let's go to general. I'll see what else we can do. Then I'll go to cards and I'll click on shadow. I want shadows. Shape, I want it rounded rectangle. Let's decrease the rounded corners to, let's say, so rounded corners, let's keep it 15. So this way we have created a KPI. So it's a basically we need some more formatting. So we are almost done with the formatting of our KPI. Just a couple of more formatting. Let's reduce the space between labels to 0. Layout is fine. So accent bar I want on, and I want the width 6 is okay. And let's change the color and give it green color, something dark. Yes, it's okay, just a little bit more green. So we have created our KPI card, and let's see if any more formatting is required. Let's see. So as you can see in our card, in the total sales column we have a background. So I have already created the background in the Microsoft PowerPoint, but we will import it. I will also include the files in a description also. You can directly download it, so you don't have to create. I just included the background image and it's looking okay. Let's just reduce the transparency to, let's say, 30%. Yeah, 30% is fine. Okay, so we have created our KPI card successfully. Okay, so now what we are doing is, in our dashboard you can see that we have included some small images that signifies what we are displaying. So for total sales I have included this image. I can reduce the size. I'll keep the size as, let's say, 30. It's okay, it's visible. I'll increase it a little bit, 40. Okay, so 40 size is okay. Okay, so now the same thing that we will do for the rest of the KPIs also. Select the average sales, click on browse, and we will import this image. Okay, so next let's reduce the size to 40. Okay, it's looking good. Next we will include an image for number of items. Click on number of items, click on browse. I will include an image for number of items and reduce the size to 40. Final thing left is average rating. Let's select the average rating, click on browse image and select the average rating picture. Open and reduce the size to 40. So this way we have an appealing images also, which displays what we want to show. These are nothing but formatting which makes your dashboard look a little more appealing and dynamic. So now that we have done that, I also want to edit the values that we are showing. So let's go to measure tools, and in that we will select the total sales and give it a dollar sign, and also reduce the decimal points to 2. Once you do that, it will provide a decimal point which signifies the total sales. Okay, so the average rating, average sales also I want in dollar sign. Give it a 2 decimal place for dollars as well, or let's not give any decimal points. So it's an average sale, so the whole number is okay. So average sales is $141. Now the number of units, number of items, I want to show the whole number. Go to number of items and change the format to general. So it's not working from here. Let's see if we can do that from format visual. So I'll go to visual, go to callouts values and go to number of items to change it to the whole number. So display units I want in none, and once you do that, you can see that it was showing 9k before now, but now it's showing 8523. So you can see the difference here. Let's do the final formatting for our average rating also, and let's give it 1 decimal place is okay. So this way we have successfully formatted the KPI card, and we are ready to move on to our next. So for our next chart, we will go on and design a donut chart for the fat content. So first we will insert a placeholder. This will act as a whole column where we will insert multiple charts. So to do that, we will just select a shape, rounded shape, and insert it in the place we want. So basically it will provide us a framework of where we will include the multiple charts. So let's do some formatting for the shape. So let's increase the rounded corners, reduce it to, let's say, 8. Okay, 5 is okay. Next we will move on to, so I don't need rotation. Let's check whether any other formatting is needed. Let's move on to style and we will change the color. So I'll change the color to white, keep it as a white background, so it will be easier for us to place the other charts. So I'll reduce the transparency to 10, then I'll give a faint border, turn on the shadows. This will give an aesthetic look to the shape. So you can also do a glow, keep it on. I'll change the color to, say, so keep one thing is in mind, that Tableau is all about formatting. So every kind of formatting options are available with you. You have lots of options. You just have to play with every option and find out what suits your charts better. So as you can see, I have kept the shadows and turn on the glow function. You can adjust the size of the placeholder accordingly. Either you can do it manually or you can directly increase the size with the help of your cursor. So now we will use the donut chart. So unlike Tableau, in Power BI we have the option to create a donut chart directly. So we will just double click on the donut chart and we have a donut chart ready. Only thing left is to add the values. So for this I want to add the fat content. So I'll click the item fat content and accordingly it will create a donut chart. There is some issue, it's not showing, but it is present here. Let's go on and move ahead and add some more. Let's see if I can correct this. Okay, so to enter the donut chart, we will click on the donut chart, and unlike Tableau, we have an option to create a donut chart directly. Once you click on it, you can see the donut chart is done. We will add the item fat content to the donut chart. So the donut chart is not visible. I think there is some issue, but let's go ahead and do some modeling. So one more thing I want is to add some parameters, and I'll create a matrix for that. So in this matrix I will add the total sales, the average sales, the number of items, and the average rating. All these measures were created before, and I will create a matrix containing all of these. So as you can see, the matrix is created, and now we will input the matrix into the donut chart. So once you have it, you can see all the fat contents for all of these matrix individually. So you can see the DAX calculation is already done, and let's import the matrix into the field. Once we do that, okay, so I have inserted the matrix in the field. So yes, now the donut chart is showing once we have imported the matrix in the field, and the donut chart is prepared. So you can see the donut chart is reacting according to the matrix. It's showing all of the values individually for each of the matrix. Now we will reduce the size of the matrix a bit and do some formatting for the matrix first. So I'll put the style as style. Next I'll move on to selection, and in selection I will select as single select, so it will show the details of one matrix at one point of time. So let's move this matrix into the placeholder we have created. I've already told you, placeholder acts as a guideline to place your charts and figures, so it becomes easier for us to format accordingly, and also it provides an aesthetic look as well as it gives us a framework. So we have already placed the matrix accordingly. Now let's see if we can do some more formatting. Yes, we will go ahead and change the font to Sagio UI, reduce the size and change the color. Padding, I'll reduce it to 0. Okay, so let's check the background, and I will create a black background which will match with our color format. So I'll do some more formatting. So basically I've made this video as I go along with the formatting, so you can pause the video at any point of time and see what kind of formatting I'm doing, and you can follow along in that way. So I think I have done the formatting for the matrix. Now let's go ahead and do some formatting for our donut chart. So I'll switch off the legend. I'll need the legend. Okay, option, I'll make it to top left, keep the legend in the top left. Okay, next we will move on to text. I'll set the text font as Sagio UI bold and reduce the size. Color, I'll select some darker black color, and we are done with the text format. Okay, so title, I'll switch off the title. I'll do some formatting to the slice colors. Okay, so we will do the coloring according to our color format. I'll set the low fat as yellow and the regular as green. Next, inner radius, I'll increase the inner radius size as, let's say, 75% is okay. And one thing we will do is label contents. I'll reduce it to just data value, or else it will occupy a little more space than we can provide. So I'll change the text to Sagio UI bold. Okay, size is okay, and change the color to black. Let's do some last formattings and make it as presentable as possible. Let's reduce the size so that we can fit it accordingly. So there is always little space and more informations to be displayed, so it is up to you how you can format and use the space accordingly. Always remember that formatting is available everywhere. You have to check each and every format options and select the formatting which suits your style and dashboard style. So now that we have placed, you can see that the pie chart is reacting according to the matrix that we provide, and it is displaying all the fat contents according to the matrices. Okay, so I think we have done, but we still need to do some formatting. The data that is showing in average rating, there are a lot of numbers after the decimal, so we will reduce it to just, let's say, 1 decimal point. Let's say 0. So no, 0 is not working. 3.9 or 3.8 will also show 4 rating. So let's see, 1, yes, 1 decimal point works for me. Now we will add the total sales in the inside circle. So this way we have a wholesome donut chart available. So what we did is insert a new card and then add the total sales to the fields column. So this way we have created a new card which I will place in the inner column, inner circle of the donut chart. So let's do some minor formatting. I've changed the font to Sagio UI semi bold, reduce the size to 8, and display unit, let's keep it auto, no need to change. And we will also do some formatting for callout label, Sagio UI bold, reduce the size to 9 or 8 and change the color to black. Let's see if I can do some more formatting. Position, no, it's okay, I don't need. Advanced option, it's okay. Title is off, let it be. Effects, so I'll keep the background color as white. I don't need to change the background color. In fact, I'll switch off the background and I'll switch off the header icons also. So now that we have created the card that we will place, the only thing that's left is to some last formatting. Now let's reduce the size according to our inside circle and place it in the inner circle. Okay, so this way we will create the donut chart. Let's see if it's okay, everything is working. So so I have to fit the total sales in the inner column. I think the average rating title is creating some problem. Let's take care of that first and the donut will function efficiently. So first what I will do is change the title of the donut chart. I'll make it fat content. Okay, so what I will do is change the title and reduce the title to just fat content. So this way we can fit the entire donut chart without any trouble, and it will not, yes, now it's looking good, and the charts are not changing and the position is also good. So we have created the donut chart and it is functioning as we want it to be. So when you click on each of the metrics, you can see the donut slices are changing. So one thing that I did right now is change the field where we have kept the total sales and we have changed it to matrices. So this way, whenever the matrix are changed, the inner circle matrix will also show the relevant values. Next we will move on to our next chart, which is a clustered bar chart, and we will provide the item types and the total sales in this. So we have selected the clustered bar chart, and in the x-axis and y-axis we will provide the values. In the x-axis we have provided the matrix, and in the y-axis we will provide the item type. Outlet location. So fat by outlet location we are creating, and in this we have created the stacked bar chart. Now we will move on to do some formatting. So we will go one by one and see what kind of formatting we will do. Firstly we will go to the y-axis. So I'll change the title to fat content by outlet. Next I'll change the font to Sagio UI semi bold and reduce the size to, let's say, 8. I'll keep it 9. Okay, 10 is fine. Let's change the text color to black. Okay, I'll switch off the title, change the text format to Sagio UI semi bold and reduce the size to 8. I'll also change the color to black. So all these formattings I am doing as I go along with the video. So you can do your formatting according to yourself, or you can just pause the video and see what I am doing and carry on accordingly. So this kind of formatting takes time because there are a lot of options present in Power BI, which will help you make the dashboard a little more appealing and dynamic. So at the end we are also going to add interactivity to our dashboard. So if you have followed along till now, so please hit the like button. If you have any questions up until now, do post it in the comment and I'll surely get back to you. So if you enjoy the video, let's click on the subscribe button so you can get updated on my latest contents. So back to our formatting, we are changing the color right now and we want the color according to our color pattern for our dashboard. So I'll change the color from low fat, I'll keep it yellow, and for regular fat I'll keep it green. Okay, I need the data labels also. I'll do some changing with the data labels. Position is inside and it's not looking good. I'll change to outside. So I placed the chart accordingly in our space available and I'll move on to some last formattings. So at this point of time I will also include a line that will separate the two charts. This way we can get a clean area divided so that we do not confuse one chart with other. This will act as a separation mechanism which will. Okay, so let's do some formatting, some minor formatting. I'll just keep the line black, a little lighter. Okay, now we will place it in between the two charts. This way we can differentiate between the two charts and it will also tell us where one chart ends and the other begins, basically giving it an aesthetic look. So in Power BI as well as in Tableau, the main thing is to present your findings and data in such a manner which is appealing and eye-catching to the client. So you need to do as much formatting as possible. And okay, so I have placed two lines here which will separate our one chart from another. Now let's head on and move our final chart for this placeholder, which will be a bar chart which represents the item types. So let's go ahead and click on the clustered bar chart. I'll select the stacked bar chart, and once it is selected, and I will input it with the values. So for y-axis I will select the item type, and for x-axis I will select the matrices. Okay, so our stacked bar chart is created. Now we will move on to some more formatting and place it in our space available. So once you have placed it in the space, make sure that it is within the placeholder or it won't look good. Now let's move on and do some formatting. So I need the values. Let's change the font to Sagio UI bold and reduce the size to 8. Okay, so maximum width should have to be adjusted also, so that all the items are clearly visible and readable. 30 is too large, let's reduce it. Okay, so maximum width we will set as 30. So we will set the maximum width at 30, which makes it clearly visible. So I'll switch off the title, we won't need that. Next we will move on to our layout. We will adjust the layout a little bit. Next we will move on to formatting the x-axis. So title is on. Let's click off the title. Next I will change the bar color and I will keep it give it a yellow color so that it matches with our color format. A darker shade of yellow is fine. Next I will change the title. I will save it as Sagio UI semi bold and reduce the size to, let's say, 10. And we have created the stacked bar chart for our item type. Next we will move on to our next, but let's see if we can do any more formatting with this. Okay, so we also need the labels too, but we have kept the label outside end. Now let's move on to our next chart. So we will also create one more placeholder, so just copy the previous placeholder, Ctrl C and Ctrl V, and place it in the space we have. This way we don't have to create it from scratch, as we already have for our previous charts. Just increase the size to accommodate the whole area. This way we have created a separate placeholder for this, and now we will move on with the creation of our line chart for outlet establishment. Okay, so let's move on with our line chart. So as you can see, we have an option called line chart. As soon as you click it, it will give you a line chart. Now all we have to do is put in the x-axis values and y-axis values. So for the y-axis value, I will select sum of outlet establishment and total sales. Let's move the line chart and place it somewhere neat and clean, and make room for other charts also. We will reduce the size a little bit. So as I've already been telling you, you can either provide the height and width by manually, or you can just use your cursor to change the height and width of the charts. Let's do some formatting. I'll change the title to outlet establishment. Change the font to Sagio UI semi bold and reduce the size to 9. Also I'll change the text color to black. Then we will move on with the next formatting. So I'll also reduce the grid lines as well, horizontal grid lines and vertical grid lines. I'll switch on the markers, which will show each data points accordingly, and I will change the lines type, and I'll change the line style and change it to solid. Next I'll join type, I will change it to bevel. Okay, next okay, let it be line type. I'll change to smooth. This way we have a smooth line type. Okay, I'll change the color to black as well. Also I need to change the line color to black as well. I'll change the line color and change it to black. So we have a whole black line. Now we will fill the area under the line. So before we do that, let's do some more formatting. We'll add the data labels. So for effects we will switch off the background. So you can see we have almost done with the formatting. The only thing left is the shade area. So keep one thing in mind, it was not showing before because my desktop PowerBI desktop was had to be updated. So after doing an update of PowerBI, we can see that the shade area option is available right now, and we have done the shade area and given it a color yellow matching our dashboard color. So we have now created a nice line chart displaying the outlet establishment, and let's move on to our next donut chart with outlet size. I'll not be creating a donut chart from the scratch. We will just copy the previous donut chart and just change the values. So after that we have changed the value. Let's do some formatting. So I'll remove the values matrix from the details and add total sales, and in the legend I will add outlet size. So it's showing the total sales with respect to the outlet size. So next I will change the colors of the slices. For medium I will give a light green, for small I will give a dark green, and for high I will give a yellow color. So this way we can match the color. And next we will go to some more formatting. So data label contents, I want the percentage as well. I want to show what percentage of total sales is every outlet contributing to. So let's move on to do some more formatting. Let's see what we can do. Go to general, click on effects. Title I'll change it to outlet size. Okay, let's keep it 10. Sagio UI semi bold, and text color is black. Okay, next let's move on to our next formatting. Okay, so I don't think there is much formatting needed, and we are done with the donut chart of total sales by outlet size. Next we will add the bar chart for outlet location. So we have already created a chart. Before that we will add a separator, single line which we have been adding to separate one chart from another. So let's just copy and paste it. I have copy and pasted from the previous line, and just we will format the size of the line. So we have placed the line in between the two charts. This way this will help us in separating one chart from another. Okay, so it is done right now. Let's move on to create our outlet locations chart. So for this I will okay, just one more thing before I move on to the next chart. Okay, the next chart will be the funnel chart. So the funnel chart will show 3 tiers and their outlet location and their total sales contribution. So we will click on the funnel chart and bring it to our place, and next we will add the values. So I'll take total sales and add it to values, and the category I will add outlet location to the category. So this way we have created a funnel chart, and that's it. Next we will move on to our important part, and that is formatting. So let's change the color first. So I'll give individual colors to each of the tier. For tier 3 I'll give a dark yellow color, for tier 2 I will give a light yellow color, and for tier 1 I will give a green color. So I'm done with the colors. Let's see what else we can do. So I'll go to data labels. Yeah, it's okay. I'll just change the color and font. Let's change the font to Sagio UI semi bold, decrease the font size to 9 and change the color to black. I'll also do bold so it is clearly visible. Okay, value decimal, I'm not changing anything for this. Go to title and change the title to outlet location. Change the format to Sagio UI semi bold, reduce the size to 10. Background should be off. Okay, so I think I'm done with this. Let's reduce the size and place it nice and clean. Okay, so it looks good. So as you can see, all the values are present. Just a little okay. So we have created a funnel chart, and let's move on to create a final matrix chart for the outlet type. So let's move on to create a matrix chart for our outlet type. So to do a matrix chart, just hold on, let's see what I'll just copy this and paste it here. One more divider or separator line which will help us in separating the charts from one another. It's done. Let's move on and create our matrix chart. So to create the matrix chart, we have with an option with us. And we will select the matrix option from the visualization, and as you select it, we have a matrix chart. We'll place the matrix chart and add the rows and columns. So I'll add the outlet type to the rows, and in the columns I will add total sales. Then I will add number of items. Average sales, then number of items, then average rating, and one more thing, item visibility. So I'll add the 5 columns and 1 rows. Let's keep it in the place, adjust it according to the space available with us, and we have created a matrix chart. So the matrix chart is ready. The only thing that is remaining is formatting. So let's go ahead and do some formatting. Okay, so I'll keep the layout as tabular and I'll keep the style as minimal. Okay, so it is giving good result. Now let's see what else we can do. I'll just increase the size, and after I've done the formatting, I'll reduce it and place it in the space available. So let's move on. I don't want the grid lines. Okay, horizontal grid lines I'll keep, and vertical grid line I'll keep as white color, and let's increase the width to 10. Okay, so we have a horizontal and vertical grid lines. Next we will go to values and reduce the size and font Let's set the font as Seju UI semi bold and reduce the size. Okay, let's keep the size to 8. Row headers. Okay, first we will change the name of some of the columns because it is taking a lot of space and that we don't have. So let's just try to reduce the name. So I'll change the average rating to just AVG rating. Total sales is okay. Let's see if it is okay. No, let's change the average sales to AVG sales. Now do some final formatting. I have changed the name to AVG sales, but it is still showing average sales. Okay, I'll look into it, but let's go and change the name. Okay, now the name is showing the same. Let's change the name to AVG sales. Now we can fit all the rows and columns in the space we have. You can reduce and increase the size of the column width according to your needs, like this. So let's do some final formatting. Okay, I'll switch off the column subtotals and the row subtotals also. I'll switch off. I don't need that. So just remember that all of these formattings are totally up to you. You can customize each formatting according to your needs and see what you like and what suits you the best. So I am doing all the formatting which I think is good for my dashboard. When you are creating your dashboard, don't be afraid to do some experiment. Remember to look into each and every option because there are a lot of options for formatting available with us. Okay, so I'm already almost done with the formatting, and couple of more formattings are left. So I'll just align the text to middle, and what I'm looking for right now is to change the color of each columns. So here I am selecting each column and I'll change the background color for this. So for total sales I'll give it yellow. Yeah, this is fine. Reddish yellow color is fine. Then I'll change the series to average sales and change the background color to greenish color. Okay, next greenish color, this one is fine. Next I change the series to number of items and give it a color. Let's say this color is okay. Next I will change the number of items to average rating and then change the background color and give it a color something blue. Yes, okay. Now item visibility and change the background color to yellow shade. Let's select this one. Okay, so now that we have provided individual colors to each of the columns, so I think we are done with the formatting. I'll change the item visibility to average because it's easier to understand this way. So I think it's okay. Let's just adjust our dashboard. Our dashboard is almost prepared. I'll do some final formatting and now we will add the slicers. So basically slicers act as filters. So for filters I have decided to add the outlet location, outlet size and item type as filters. So to add the filters, click on the slicer option and input the value as outlet location type. Next I will change the style as drop down and slicer header is on, and I'll change the title also. So let's select is Seju UI bold, keep the color, keep the font 9, Seju UI bold, font size is 10 and the color is black. Okay, let's move on. So I'll go to effects, background color is off. Okay, so it matches with the background we have and it is done. Okay, so let's reduce the size and place it nice and clean within our placeholder. This will act as a filter for all the charts, and also add some more dynamic properties to all the charts. Next we will, okay, just one more change. So I'll just add a border so it will stand out a little bit. I'll give the border color as green. I'll also turn on shadow, so this way it will look a little prominent, and it will look a little differentiated from the background. So as you can see, once you click on this, it opens up a drop down menu, and but I also want to add one more thing. Let's see. Yes, let's go to slicer settings and go to selection and show select all. So I want to add select all. So what it does is it also gives an option to select all. Either you can select 1, 2 or all the filters that are available. So to select one or more filters, you have to press Ctrl and select 2, and if you want to select all, just select all option, and this way it will revert to the original charts and figures. So once this is done, let's move on and create the rest two of the filters, the outlet size and item type. I'll just copy and paste, because we have already outlet location. We will just copy this and paste, and just so to add the two more filter, I'll just copy the filter that we just made and paste it. This way we have created the second filter. And field, I will change the field from outlet location type to outlet size. This way our second filter is also created. Let's check out if it is functioning properly. Okay, so we have select all and high, medium, small. So this way you can change and select all the filters accordingly. If you want to select two of the filters, you have to use Control key and select two either, or you can select all to see all of the data. Again Control C and Control V. Then I'll remove the field, remove outlet size from field, and okay, it's fine. Now we will remove the outlet size and select item type. Yes, item type. So three filters are ready for us. You can see outlet type, item types, so many items are present. You can either select one or two. Let's select, you want to see, let's say you want to see the breakfast and bread items. So all of the charts are just showing the bread and breakfast option. Total sales is 50.98k, and the donut charts are also reacting accordingly. So we have added filter, and one more thing that is left is to add a little more interactivity among the charts. So basically what we have done so far is we have created charts which are interacting with the other charts also. So let's just show you. When I click on this portion, you can see that all the charts are reacting. They are not changing, but they are reacting by highlighting the changes. So this way you can see that the highlighted parts are related to that particular selection, and but we need the charts to change when we click on something. So to do that, let's click on this and head over to format. So once we click on format, you can see there is an option called edit interaction. So click on edit interaction. It will give us an option in the all of the charts, and all you have to do is click on this option, filter option, for all the charts. So once you do that, you see that every chart is changing. It's not highlighting, it's actually changing itself. So I'll do this for rest of the charts as well. I think I need to do some adjustments here. Let's see what we can do. Select filter option for all the charts, and this will add some more interactivity among the charts as well. So this way you can do for all the charts. Once you have done for one single chart, then select the other chart, go to edit interaction and turn on the filter options for all the charts. Okay, now I think it is done. As you can see, the charts are reacting according to the selections. Now let's see, the other charts are reacting to the selection as well. Let's select this. Okay, so what we have done for the first donut chart, we will do the same thing for the other chart as well. We will go to format and go to edit interactions. So this is not reacting. Let's go to edit interactions and change the filter settings. So you can see I have changed the settings for this donut chart. So a couple of more changes are left, and then we are done with our dashboard. So we have finally done all the editings and we have created a dashboard which is interactive within itself. We have also added the filters, so it's interacting. Now we are done with our dashboard. So ultimately we have created a BlinkIt sales analysis dashboard, which is highly interactive, highly dynamic, and if I say so, it's aesthetically pleasing. So if you liked the dashboard and enjoyed my video, don't forget to like, subscribe and comment. I would really love to hear any kind of input, any kind of feedback. Just mention in the comments, and you have any questions, or if you have any issues regarding the dashboard, please feel free to mention